Inshallah and Ashe, divine will's blessings to you and for you. Are you ready to join me to spill the tea? We're going to be doing some tea time talks, brewing success and magic. So go ahead and sip with us on the third Friday of every month. Join us for an exclusive experience. Spill the tea. Prepare to tantalize your senses, ignite your curiosities, and quench your thirst for inspiration in spiritedness. Get ready to spill the tea, where we steep captivating conversations and unveil the secrets to success. In a world brimming with untold stories and uncharted journeys, Spill the Tea becomes your golden ticket, or at least your golden nugget, to a realm of endless possibilities, a realm where dreams take flight and aspirations sprout their wings. Each month, we'll brew the freshest ideas, steep the most thought-provoking insights, and serve up the juiciest anecdotes from extraordinary individuals who ventured far beyond the ordinary into embracing the extraordinary. As we immerse ourselves in these enriching dialogues, I'll be on hand to answer all your questions about developing your intuitive gifts, ritual, magic, and personal medicine, also known as gift and purpose. So don't miss out. Subscribe to my weekly muse for the latest login details. Our rendezvous will take place online through Zoom. So go ahead and ensure you're Zoom ready, whether you're going to use your web browser or by downloading the app for seamless sound. Are you ready to spill the tea with me and explore topics like headphones are highly recommended to unveil the magic? Ashe, I'll see you on the other side. Inshallah and Ashe, divine will's blessings to you and for you. I'm having a little skin reaction. If you understand the elements, I am a fire being and I am fired up, especially not in a negative way, but whatever goes on inside the body actually shows up at the level of the skin. And I actually have a lot of fire energy, and so my skin is a bit fiery, and I'm sure I already said that. So there's a picture of myself and my boyfriend there, Sir Dedimus. But my name is Tanya D. I am your go-to holistic shaman, medium, and otherworldly life coach, and a reflector by design. I really am a seer of the unseen. And has anybody actually watched Taboo with Tom Hardy? Please comment if you have. Very insightful ritual kind of information there of a different kind. But with that, truly welcome to my virtual medicine room today. So if you're ready to map out the elements, the realm of spirit, kind of bridging the gap between gift and purpose, truly the unique star that I believe you are, I will say that out loud. If you're on the spiritual walk of fame, I am doing my, what I'll call spilling the tea. And if you have yet, be sure to subscribe. This is through my website to be a part of Spill the Tea. You'll get a Zoom link on the third Friday and a few days before to kind of access and get your awareness going. But also, if you're new to my show, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Hit the white button here on YouTube. And how was the Ring of Fire for you? Have any moments, any epiphanies, anything like that? You can also find me, my Musing with Tanya D podcast. Oh my goddess, thank you so much for taking that to a new level. That's here on YouTube and my website. But I'm curious, how many of you in my audience were born when Pluto was in Libra? Out of curiosity. Being in the season of Libra, it kind of happened between 1972 and 1984. And of course, there's retrogrades and whatnot. But did you notice your clairaudient abilities, using your voice, just being more alert during the eclipse or even after? Did you have any gut feelings or insights? I actually went to a sound bath yesterday, and it was curious for me because the practitioner was saying how empaths really have a hard time. So I kind of pondered, as I wasn't really overly emotional. My moon's in Scorpio. I'm a reflector in my human design. So there's some different lunarities for me. But let me know if you had an emotional, empathic reflection with the moon, a new moon hangover. And is your heart full of new wishes, the ones that you can add the fire to transform, kind of alchemizing into something new? You might have received a vision or put a label upon something. I mean, for myself, my visions have really been percolating, and I often find I'm really in another timeline, as you may have noticed in the using moon meditation with the eclipse. But either way, the moon being in relationship and identifying with who we are in relationship with, putting a label on all of our acquaintances, partnerships, just different ways of relating or reflecting in my case. The second, the moon is in the house in the season of Libra, kind of feeling the depth of our own value, seeing the depth of our value out into the world. It's Scorpio energy, which is myself. So value is kind of a very curious word. Feeling valuable, allowing something outside of you to dictate your value, feeling valuable in our partnerships, family, relationships, etc., work. Those are the ties that kind of fade, the ones that anchor in a sensation, possibly of feeling valueless or low self-worth. And then we move into a feeling of freedom and words, feeling the freedom, the adventure, the poetry of words. I will have the Scorpio Sacred Spirit Circle meditation out for sure by the 23rd of October. And by then, I believe the moon will actually be in Aquarius. So we're going to kind of kick off the depths of this transformation between the Scorpio, the scorpion, the snake, kind of shedding skin, and possibly doing a little fine tuning within our emotional foundation to a new frequency that we can actually feel, that we can trust, changing our vibration in our emotional foundation, possibly the home front. So there's some really magical things out on the horizon, and I find that my relationship to the world of spirit myself is transformational. And my emotions, being a Scorpio moon, to how or what I do or do not trust, or who I do or do not trust, or serving my feelings, are for the greatest asset, at least one of them. And if you have yet to subscribe to my Musing News, we are spilling the tea this Friday, October 20th, which I find curious for myself, but all about spilling the tea. It's going to be about gift and purpose. This is going to be, again, a live event through Zoom. So you need to kind of be part of my online community and subscribe to my online list, I should say. Just remember, I am your otherworldly shamanic reflecting assistant, really a seer of the unseen, but you truly are your own healer. Sometimes we just need an otherworldly perspective, a life coach assistant, myself included, by the way, to really get us out of our own magical way. And the daily snippet, my weekly show. If you are new to my channel, my show, it was a weekly snippet or a daily snippet. Now it's a weekly snippet. I kind of bring in the elements of the highway, mostly the moon, the planets, the elementals of the galaxy, kind of doing their cosmic dance and their season. And by energetic design, I do follow the lunar energies, the moon through the seasons and the gates. And I truly believe we all have intuitive gifts. So if you're feeling the call to really navigate yours, get some assistance, possibly take my Change Your Stars quiz and find out your intuitive gift order, psychic ability. I really believe they're fun, and I do have little cute videos that go with each one once you activate that. The 4 pillars of destiny, the elementals of the day, that's why I'm not live, is elementally during the eclipse, ring of fire, believe it or not. And also yesterday and still into today, my fire energies are very activated in a very passionate, charismatic way. And as a reflector, I'm always asking myself, I'm really hyper aware of environments and where I am, the time, the place, the people. And I can feel and I can sense if I'm in the right time, in the right place, with the right people, in the place and time. I've left places because I don't like the frequency of them. And I'm also seeing a lot of things that nobody else can see. And, what am I doing? What am I transforming? What am I creating? But more importantly, what's the solution I'm creating within this energy, within the movement of it? And if you're curious how you can also utilize the elements off grid or on the grid, not only can you still activate your rising of the origins portal to inspire a totally different perspective that you may not have actually recognized or realized, but you are actually doing it anyway within the elements. honestly, the key is trusting our intuition. Again, take my quiz, change your stars, especially if you're curious about your intuitive gifts, or maybe they're getting activated. Some of them might not be of this world. They could be the out of body energetic centers. They truly ignite a different stage. And I believe I would say it's a very healthy thing to do, is cleansing our auric field, the etheric body, the causal body, the astral body, even the energy egg, the etheric highway. I tend to journal with the moon through the seasons and the gates and the signs. And I created a reflector reflecting words of, I may say, kind of ancient wisdom. Be sure to subscribe so you can really get notified when I do roll that out. That happened for me, I'll say, during the eclipse, but the air is in the air. I really had another download all about the air signs as well. However, the air dissipated as quick as I got the download. So if I do happen to get the memo, I will for sure share it. There's really some great insight there. So with that, I have just a few announcements on the menu. I will have the Scorpio Sacred Spirit Circle meditation, hopefully uploaded and arriving on the 23rd of October at the 0 degree. I like to do them then, the beginning of the month, the season. Be sure to subscribe to get your White Rabbit notification. I think I'll be uploading that on YouTube. And really, oh my goddess, gratitude. Thank you for taking my views over 50,000, by the way. Holy macaroni. I have also, I'm on one today. I also do have my podcast out. You can find the weekly podcast episode out on YouTube. You can find them here as well as my website. This is Sarah Adams. It's the Power of Light songs. If you stay till the end of the show or fast forward, you'll get a little snippet of the power of her light songs, which I found to be fantastic, by the way. And I added some sound bowls I had her send me later that are also in the audio, the full podcast, at least the sound of them. And Cowrie Shell Divinations, they're an online offer, a one-on-one soul support sessions, really connecting you to your magic, medicine, and ritual. If you're at a crossroads, and you need some inspiration or some inspiration, I do Cowrie Shells live in person at Crohn's Hollow, only on Thursdays from noon to 4 or 5, very limited slots. I also do them online as well through Zoom. So if you don't live in Salt Lake City, Utah, and you need some assistance, I do them there, by the way. And then we have the Energy Body Demystified, one of my online offerings. It's actually a great foundation for people that are new to energy healing, energy medicine. And then from there, we actually go into Change Your Stars. And this is like builds upon it. So it's kind of like getting to the crescendo, the heightened energy. And I do believe that we are stars on this spiritual walk of fame. And I want to accentuate the time for you to be the star that you ultimately are. And then from there, we go into uncovering the secrets of the other world, which this one I dive into. It's more about the 8th energetic center, the shaman's portal. I like this one because people are always curious about life and death, near-death experiences, whatnot. And I also, wrong button there, I created the Voices of the Other World, and this is my divine connection to the beings that live in another world but are actually part of our world. They're all around us. They're the beings that see everything that's going on. These two actually kind of go together. And of course, my shaman drum there, that's my Shamanic Healing Academy. This is for wizards and witches and seers and, of course, reflectors by design. So this academy is open. So if you want to be with a group where you can talk about your mystical, magical self and be on the stage of your spiritual walk of fame and your gift and purpose, be sure to join the academy. I think that's really some celebration there. And I do have what I've called the Witcher's Way to Manifestation. This is kind of a manifestation challenge. I'm sure you've seen my 21-day challenge. I'm going to choreograph this show, or it's part of it. There's a lot of choreography happening with this, but it's also the elementals, how we can use ritual to manifest, and we all manifest differently. It just depends on our unique frequency, energy, vibration. But I'm sure you've seen the little shows on my channel. And for those of you that have tuned in for this far and you don't know who I am or my show, I truly am a holistic shaman medium, an otherworldly life coach, and a reflector by design. My name's Tanya D, and I do look into the unseen world, kind of a seer of the unseen. I do work with one-on-one and guests, and I have a few magical online offerings to really guide you into deeper levels of inner peace and even power using subtle energy, elementals, elevating states of conscious awareness, and just mapping out your design through gift and purpose and the elemental highway, which I should have probably showed my chart for this weekend so you can kind of get an idea of why I'm kind of on fire from the inside to the outside, which I'll kind of get to for that. However, on the elemental highway for this day, see, we've got yin fire. Well, I might as well just tell you. We have a yin fire goat of a day. And the fantastic thing is yesterday, Sunday, we had yang fire horse. So there's a lot of this fire energy, and the goat and the dog actually activate that further for me, especially the dog. I'm just saying, because I have a tiger, the horse, and the dog that creates a fire trine. And then the goat, I am a goat on another dimension there. So I have two horses in my chart, which are fire, yin fire, and then the goat, more fire there, and then the tiger. So it was a very fiery weekend for me. But being that we have a yin fire goat today and two earth energies, so I'm very earthy today now that I say that out loud. So I've got three earth elementals, I guess I'll say. But the yin fire goat of the day and the two earth energies, the southwest and the northwest corners, it's partnerships, marriage, and helpful people, our ancestors and angels, and kind of calling them in. But fire is our day. It's rooted, but it's also the start of a very yin inner world. Fire's rooted. So a lot of this is going on inside of us. And we have the energies of a fire trine with a fire direction. So fame is actually at our front door. And this is our inner fires, our passions. And fire really creates the earth. So we have an energy of nurturing and belonging. Our friends are hidden, but they're very deep, warm, charismatic, very enthusiastic and charming. And we do need to have cheerleaders around us. But the performance or creative energy is actually the goat and the dog, bringing in our ability to be creative. So the energy takes form, turns into matter, energy to matter. Where the rabbit, the wood is in storage, and that's breaking up the earth. It's aerating the soil. The dog is a mountain that we take our secrets to, but it truly does need the aeration of the yin wood, which is grass. It's flexibility, the wind. The yang water, that's reflection for the yin water. Reflecting with the fire, the yin fire, I mean. So we've got the spirit of power, the power of water, communication, intuition in this case, this energy here. But what is it that we are reflecting out into the world about being a leader that's in the flow, creating inner peace? And the wealth that's hidden, that's the yin metal in the dog. It's there, it's sparse, but either way, it's there. And it's also protected because the earth energy above is holding space for it. But we do need a wise old tree, the wisdom to go to an old wise tree to communicate, possibly with a tree spirit, I would say. I would give somebody that as a ritual possibility. Just a thought. The yang metal would actually be an asset for our day as well, creating like a stone sigil as you sit by a wise old tree. So you're picking up what I'm throwing down. And the messages this week, I kind of called in the muse, the mystic mind. I do have tools and accessories on my website, some of the amazing oracles, tarot decks, and whatnot that I use. But for Mystical Monday, which is today, it's the moon's day. I hope you can see this here. But one is the sun, emotions are the moon. So we may feel like you're in the all or in the nothingness, if you will. Feeling the depth of love, the divine heart, the intensity of what is actually not seen. The ace of emotions is otherworldly, so reading your own emotional heart waves, if you will. It's time to connect with any of those repressed emotions that you've been holding back or squandering away, not valuing, things that are locking up our creativity. There really is some energetic healing happening. It's an emotional, energetic intelligence, our solar plexus, the intuition of our heart. The ace is watery, it's fluid. So our heart's fluidity. It's kind of like it's swaying like the ocean, when the waves come in and go out, the water spirits dancing, swaying, really kind of swaying with the currents, going with the flow, and just bubbling with possibly some new feelings that come to life beneath the mere surface of our creative seashores. It literally, I just saw a seahorse. So there's creativity within our heart. There's an intelligence guided by the waters, the sea, the flow, the emotion. So it really is time to creating a new perception with the earth energy so it takes form and manifests, even in awareness of all the magical connections that we do and don't have, the waters, the waves. This really, it's containing this kind of this fluidity, being in the flow of our loving relationships. And how do we do this? How do we do this? Through healing and blending and introducing and balancing and plunging or purging, or just kind of plunging forward our heart towards love. Love is the key answer. And it's that deep love. So it's like the stillness of the surface, the waters, like when you stare at the stillness of, I would say, a lake or a pond, and it's still, it's reflecting. But it's like what lies in the depths of those waters, maybe in the ocean. So we're really being invited to go to the depths of the waters, into the tide, into the seashore, like waves. And then when you get there, go even deeper, dive deeper, like swimming into those healing waters, the depth of Scorpio, a Scorpio moon in my case, and yours, because we're got that moon today. And then as we emerge and we come to the surface, that's when we have our truth. It's our spiritual truth. And this is where we begin to really open up to the rivers, the streams, to really get into the flow, like new friends and experiences, and just beautiful new depth, having a depth to the deepness of our heart and these heartfelt connections, and just knowing that they're really flowing towards us. They're on their way, just filling up our pockets, not just with abundance, but also with hope and faith and those kinds of things. Then on Terrific Tuesday, there we go. Like I said, I don't know if you can see these images so great, but another ace of In Spirit Nation. I like to have an In Spirit Nation. It's our heart. Our heart's on fire. The moon's actually entered into Sagittarius. So really feeling the freedom, the adventure, the believing in our heart's desires coming to fruition. In this case, it's about partnerships, relationships, even our future relationships possibly, and really activating like positive, optimistic, new beginnings, just giving ourselves some fresh insight in this In Spirit Nation. It's like sparking the opportunities and the different cycles of manifestation, really illuminating our dreams, our hopes, and our wishes, and possibly getting some really creative, the dog and the goat, creative downloads, some In Spirit Nation inspiration, just pushing through any barriers and blocks and illuminating our ideas. What are we passionate about? It's time to speak and use our voice, use words that spark our heart, and just electrifying or magnetizing some really inspired ideas. So these ideas can really shine their light down into our imagination, the shaman's portal, the imagination of others, streaming it all out there. So inspiration is really offering us these passionate new beginnings, energetically bright, otherworldly conversations, possibly fueling our creativity that we kind of need to bring in, and new experiences to the surface of our own personal reality. So this message is really saying that it's time to roam, get out into the desert, the barren desert often, which is really interesting because the energy of the desert really carries some magic there, some sand there, the soft sands. Sometimes it's a place where we often make or misuse and create mistakes, but we see it as this empty place, a barren field. It's kind of into this nothingness. So I just see this as reminding us that the creative energy is very potent, and more importantly, it's everywhere. It's in abundance. We truly can manifest anything that our heart desires, especially when we open up and we look for it and we tune into it. It really is time for us to find our own passions. It's on the cusp of our desires. So just be ready to invoke the wild joy, the joy molecules, and bring out your deepest passions, and really whispering it out into the other world so that we can really sing our own song, do our own dance with the divine's inspiration, just moving into a higher state of consciousness. So this is a message for our own creative fire, the ring of fire that just happened, and just really allowing the flame of inspiration to burn brighter, stronger, and illuminate, possibly having more intensity than ever before. It really is going to ignite and light the way for success. So, like, speak it out, invoke it out into the sun, the flames, into the fires. I almost said the coven oven, but it's always a great idea to really honor the blessing bowl, maybe a blessing circle of inspiration, just knowing our heart really is ablaze with creative inspiration. So I really like this message as well. Also, and then we have Wizardry Wednesday, which I didn't realize these weren't going to look so fantastic as my heart hoped. But again, it's the 6 of inspiration. So we're like receiving the inspiration or releasing of I would call it a spiritual partnership. Maybe a new angelic being comes in or something otherworldly. Something that's been tipping our scales. It's kind of on the one-sidedness. It might even be somebody holding you from your creative future, the freedom your heart really wishes to open up to. So it's really, you might need to throw out the truth bomb or the confetti of your spirit. And our fear often of success is being healed and just really thanking ourselves. Pat yourself on the back, your inner self to your outer self, and just being on the stage, the spotlight, being seen. That's what happens in nature because all eyes are upon us, especially from the other world. So she's actually standing in front of the star mirror, if you will. So just imagine a celebrity sitting in front of a lit up mirror. But this girl's elegant. She's graceful. And even though she's otherworldly, you can almost see another being on the opposing force. I don't know if you can see that, but just knowing that we've done it and just really taking our energy out into the world, being victorious, but also being humble. It is a journey, being successful is definitely a journey. It doesn't happen overnight, but this is leading us towards our long forever journey and just being acknowledged. It's time for us to illuminate the star and shine our starlight upon others so that they may do the same, actually. And just really, it's time to acknowledge that you too can also access and arrive at the very same space or place. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with admitting that success has actually arrived. So open the door, say yes to it. Of course, be humble, be in spirit joy, be big love. It's time to really step into those rivers, being on the stage, the spotlight, and into the limelight. Time to really celebrate ourselves, shine the light out upon the world stage. So I just like that as well, just so you know. And then on Tantalizing Thursday, look at that. That actually aligns with my colors. That's kind of funny. So Thursday is actually Jupiter's day. So I think Jupiter is accessing us to expand, but also to have strength in our expansion because Jupiter grows anything it touches. So just having courage, hopefully serenity, the peace of inner solitude, being flexible, but also strength in the face of uncertainty. So it's kind of a purity of this lion's heart and having a gentle courage, really possibly to even open the door and speak to an angel, a new angel. Often we don't even know how strong we truly are, but strength resides within each and every one of us. And I sense a lot about this image. It just says it all, that we do have the courage. We have the strength of a lion, but we also have the joy, the love of the lion's kingdom. And the lion is fun, bringing joy, the love of the lion's heart, and love abounds around us. So I think that's fantastic. And I mean, I don't know. I just feel like who owns who here? I think she, the girl on the top there, owns the lion. So I'm kind of going with that. So on Fantastic Friday, bingo, we do have the day for my first webisode of Spilling the Tea. By the way, I'm going to be talking about gift and purpose, but this message here is the 2 of voices. So it really is about feeling the 2 into our emotions, another 2, using our voice. So that's a lot of emotions there. And the moon is in Capricorn. It's a Venetian day as well. So maybe you're feeling anxious. You know how we push ourselves sometimes worrying about the future, not knowing our pathway. There could be some indecision energy happening. So you may be feeling as if you're between a rock and a stone. So having kind of a silent inner voice within that inner voice of our intuition. And just knowing there are a variety of faces that face the wind, the breeze. There's always options and paths. Maybe you feel like you're at a crossroads where one is real, one's not so real, and the future takes us into the future, one of them, and the other kind of fades away as our potential, but it doesn't really have any shape, any form. So we're kind of sitting at the doorway, I would say the precipice, spinning in these two dualities, again, the two, between what's above, what's below, and just knowing that we all have different paths that really meet and greet us in a variety of different directions, locations. But this is a remembering. It's like the memoirs that we all have free will. Even rocks that are getting kicking stones or in hard places, everything has the energy that can be moved. Sometimes and often, really, we just need to have the courage, the lion, to really walk through. And sometimes our choices appear as sweet, sometimes sticky sweet. It really is time to appreciate those little nudges, sometimes the tuggings of our heart, pulling at our heartstrings or just pulling at us, and really trusting the nudge. Even without any predictability, maybe you're having a little intuition, some foresight. And either way, the path we take is going to be the right path for each and every one of us. Just know that sometimes the destination is not as important as the baby steps that we take to arrive at our destination, knowing the progress that we've actually made or initiated. And hopefully we open up our heart to actually the divine expression of who we are and just listening to the whispers of our own soul. And in doing that, it always leads to the transformative power of knowing that we've made the right choice. So it's like trust is the key to illuminate the path to really take, and filling into the energy of this week and really taking the action, initiating what our heart is able to open up to, which hopefully is those spiritual truths, what we intuitively feel. So that's a lot of energy there through this whole week. And I can kind of sense it and feel it. I hope you can too. So as an affirmation for the week, I would affirm my divine heart is open up to the heavenly universe, feeling a new way of being in partnership. That was kind of a long one. You might have to hit a pause and re-listen to that. Be sure to join me for Gift and Purpose, my first Spill the Tea episode live through Zoom. And with that, here is this week's episode, my podcast with Sarah Adams. I'll see you on the other side. Ashe.
Into my mom and dad's room, and I have my arms crossed, and I said, "Where is the music food?" Like really in a demanding way. Where is the music food? And my mom and dad always tell that story. And so it's like, my whole life has been in search of the music food. And it's like, okay, what does that really mean? It's like, what makes music food for the soul, right? It's the combination of the sounds, the beauty of the sound, and the combination of the words that really uplift the human genome. But first time, I'm trying to think, when I was 12, I heard The Thistle and the Shamrock. Is that how you say it? Yeah. With Fiona Ritchie. And it was the first time I heard Irish music. And I fell in love with Irish music. It became my first big doorway into the power of music. And then just